Can you hear me?
We are very well, thank you.
Okay. First of all, thank you for having a special meeting, and for I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving and is healthy. When I was looking at local finance notice 2020-24 on page 2, there were 4 bullet points with detailed listings of explanations of, for instance, the revenue and appropriations that you're supposed to be identifying them. And I hope that the administration in this meeting is going to identify those, because there wasn't anything online that a citizen could see as to how the $900,000 was made up. So thank you.
And thank you. Are there any other members of the public that raised their hand?
No, there's no one else with their hand raised.
Okay.
If you have dialed in and you want to raise your hand, that should be *9 if you would like to speak. Still no one with a hand raised.
Okay. May I have a motion to close public comment for resolutions and motions considered this evening?
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition or abstentions? Okay, public comment is now closed. Mr. Clerk, will you please proceed with the reading of the resolution for this evening? Mute.
Sorry about that. Resolution 32820 is a resolution authorizing approval to submit an application to the Division of Local Government Services on December 1st, 2020, anticipated revenue losses due to the COVID-19 as a special emergency.
Okay, do we have any questions from council members regarding this ordinance?
Yes.
Councilwoman Davis.
Mr. West, can you just kind of explain to the public what this resolution means and what are the benefits for the municipality and taxpayers if we pass this resolution?
Yes. Good evening, Council. The local finance notice that's been referenced offers municipalities an opportunity to, submit an application, requesting authorization to declare an emergency for whether it's expenses, revenues, or whatever the case may be. In our case, we are projecting, a deficit in terms of revenues in the area of around $900,000. And the key contributors to that are areas such as municipal court, parking fee revenue, uniform construction fees. Those are some of the big ones. We also have things, like interest on our investments. If you think about all that's happened in the market and now you can't make any money on investments, but we're projecting, $900,000. For those of you who are familiar, the court was closed for a number of months. So, revenues are down substantially there. Parking revenues are down substantially, as well as uniform construction code fees. And those are the key things. What it will enable us to do, assuming that we get authorization from the Division of Local Government Services, is to, spread the $900,000 in anticipated revenue losses out over a number of years, 5 years to be, the case, for us and anyone else that gets approved, by the state. And that's not counting 2021. So if you get approved, you don't have to account for it in 2021, and then you can spread it out. Assuming you move forward with a municipal bond of sort, you can spread it out over 5 additional years. So it's over the course of 6 years that we can deal with all of the negative things that occurred to us from a revenue and expense perspectives with regard to COVID-19. And the benefit is it gives us more time to try to deal with all of those situations and lessen the impact on the taxpayer. And I'll ask Ricky and or bond counsel if they wanted to offer any comments in addition to what I've said.
If they could, please.
Ricky?
I would just offer that this is not a guaranteed $900,000 emergency. Until we know what happens at the end of the year, if for ever any reason these revenues were to increase, the Division of Local Government Services will automatically reduce the emergency down to the level based upon our actual revenues. We're just projecting at the high end right now a possibility of 900.
The only thing I will add, I'm sorry. The only thing I will add, in addition to what Ron stated, was that if this was not approved, then the deferred charge, assuming it's $900,000, will have to be included in the 2021 budget in full and absorbed by the taxpayer in 2021. This new law contemplates the fact that COVID losses and revenues and deficits may extend beyond 2020 into 2021 as well. So instead of having municipalities absorb that impact in 2021, they're allowing municipalities to skip next year in hopes that things will be stable by 2022 and allow deficit to be paid over a 5-year period starting in 2022.
Right. Okay. Any other questions from council members?
I just have a follow-up question.
Sure.
So, Mr. CFO, you indicated that this is just a projection and that it can actually decrease if we get more revenues. Is it possible for this number to increase, or is 900,000 the maximum? Like, is your projection of 900,000 the maximum this deficit could be?
900,000 will be the maximum. Yes, that is correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, I know when we talk about bonds and bonding, a lot of residents are concerned about what that does to the city's borrowing power in the future. So if we do take this bond, how will that affect our borrowing power moving forward?
Well, you're not going to actually issue actual bonds. You're going to actually issue short-term notes and roll them over for 5 years. But because it's a special emergency, it's not going to go towards your net debt limit. Your net debt limit is 3.5% for every municipality. And so this will not have an impact on your ability to go out for bonding for other capital improvements in the future.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thoughts, questions, comments from other council members? Okay, hearing none, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition or abstentions? This resolution is approved. We now move to introduction of ordinances on first reading. Clerk, please read MC 2020-27 by title.
MC 2020-27 is an ordinance of the City of Plainfield and the County of Union, State of New Jersey, providing for a special emergency appropriation pursuant to NJSA 40A:4-53M to fund an anticipated deficit in operations for the 2020 fiscal year of the directly attributable to COVID-19.
Any questions from council members?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Is this ordinance just now us taking action on the resolution that we just passed?
Resolution was just to authorize me to submit the application to the division to allow them to review what we're submitting to say we're good to do it. This is an ordinance to actually fund the $900,000 if we're approved by it.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? I'll now entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance on first reading.
Moved.
Second.
Clerk, may I have a roll call?
Council members Davis,
Yes.
Councilman Good,
Yes.
Councilman McCray,
Yes.
Councilwoman Mills Ransom,
Yes.
Vice President Armati,
Yes.
Council President Hockaday.
Yes.
We have 6 in favor. This ordinance is adopted on first reading.
Okay. That's it. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition or abstentions? Okay, thank you all for the meeting on such short notice. This meeting's adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, Everett.
Have a good night.
Thank you all.
Good to see you, Everett.
Good to see you all as well.
All right.
You would do this in a student body election in a high school. I think that the Biden administration, and they were no better, but I think that there's a great longing for return to normalcy.